So, who are you? Rando Crusader. Everyone's in the middle. So I've got to see Viator. What's that his name? Should I speak to Darren first? Is he the one who's going to help me? Why are there so many people here?
My not so numerous, but nonetheless
Oh, that's right. He was having a little
dearest
banquet for his
guests.
birthday.
About a year ago at my last birthday party, I assured you all that I nurtured a deep-seated hatred for boring people who give protracted speeches in the misplaced belief that their inner thoughts are of any interest to anyone but themselves. Now I am a whole year older and also a full-fledged crusader, an honorable position that requires me to be as dull, pedantic, and vexing as I possibly can. Therefore, a speech it is.
Love it.
The revered cleric Nestrin, my guardian and tutor, often told me that those who live a sinful life may expect to join the abyssal hordes after they die. This is why their path is the most despicable of all. A part of their soul may return to Mendev in the abominable form of a demonic invader. Every time we see a demon, we might as well think about it. What if this wretched creature used to be your great-great-grandfather?
Strange way to look at it.
What if certain parts of this pointy-tailed beauty used to belong to your pious cousin? They say that the demons represent the sins of the souls they are made of. Succubi emerge out of lustful souls. Vandals turn into Abracandilu. Gluttons become Nabasu. I, for one, am determined to commit as many different sins as possible, so that the distributive mechanism of the abyss breaks when it tries to decide what to do with my soul.
It's an interesting way of looking at things.
You, my dearest guests, will be my assistants in this complicated task. Eat, drink, and indulge yourselves in whatever vices you can. Let nobody leave this house as righteous as they entered it.
Just as well Seela's not here.
Live every day like it's your last. After all, nobody knows when that day will arrive, do they?
How interesting. Inquisitor Leota whispers in your ear from behind. Did we find anything interesting? We haven't even done anything yet. Nothing really. I just took note of a few things. I attempted to find out whether anything unusual or mysterious has happened to the Count over the last 10 years. During my conversations with his acquaintances, 2 people noted that he never speaks of the revered Nestor, the priest of Iomade, who was his guardian and tutor. Yet he just mentioned Nestor in his speech, whatever that might mean. He told me that you tried to find out if anything odd has happened to Daron over the last 10 years, ... Some of his servants complained about strange occurrences in the house, like objects moving by themselves or candles going out. Of course, that could simply be a figment of their imagination. It is also very well known that the Count often invites various spellcasters to entertain him, and encourages them to use their magic in mischievous ways. Practically the whole Mendev knows the story about the 3 drunk wizards and the teleportation raids across the roofs of Canabras after a party at the Count's house. That sounds so dangerous. You could so easily fall and die. What I'm trying to say here is that any fluctuations in residual magic at his house are not at all surprising. There was the matter of the abduction, however. A gang of bandits kidnapped the Count hoping for a ransom. The only reward they got was death. Afterward, the Count told everyone that he had hired the bandits himself as a joke. The other mercenary squad that freed him and executed the bandits was also in his employ. Nobody really wanted to delve too deep into the case after confirming the identities of those wretched cutthroats. But there was one disturbing fact above it all, and I don't mean the Count's bizarre idea of fun. The mercenaries who supposedly freed him had also cut off the bandits' heads, after they had already killed them. The heads were cut off. You mean the bandits who attacked Daron? Yes. Perhaps I wouldn't have even noticed this detail had I not visited Heaven's Edge right after the tragic incident. I remember that we also found several headless bodies, both of guests and demons. We thought they had been decapitated during the fight. My companions have been finding severed heads among their belongings recently. Well, I only found one. Strangely, things like this weren't a problem before Daron joined the party. Are you sure it's not just a spirit or something following him? What? That is an alarming coincidence. Now we have another reason to conduct an investigation. It is crucial that we find out what exactly happened at that tragic feast. What do we need to do, Inquisitor? Now that's the hardest part. I need to dive deep into the past of this place, which requires casting several different spells over some time. Should have brought the storyteller with you. It would be very convenient for me if nobody interrupted the process, especially the Count himself. I don't think he remembers my face, but a suspicious stranger casting unknown spells might attract his attention. All in all, what I want you to do is to distract the master of the house. Right now he's playing host in the very place I'd like to start with. So how do I distract him? I don't know. Maybe your companions can assist you somehow? Or you can take a look around. Perhaps there's something that can help us. Good luck. Come back to me when the Count leaves. I will tell you everything I managed to find out and maybe even show you something. Okay. This sounds like it's going to be hard work. God, you got a lot of alcohol here. A jug of wine, if used creatively, may distract the Count for a while. Okay, come here, Darren. Darren, who has been watching the guests with an unreadable expression, turns his head to you and says in a casual tone, like he's continuing a conversation that was interrupted, I've always considered myself an aesthete, not a hero. When doomsday comes, I thought, I'd pour myself a glass of 100-year-old wine, sit in the front row, and just watch the world burn. Playing the violin was also an option. Now I'll be damned if I know how I ended up in the Fifth Crusade. That would be your cousin's fault. How did I become the companion of a heroine chosen by Almaday? It was our destiny to end up together. Perhaps this is your chance to finally do something worthwhile. Sometimes the most casual occurrences dictate our fate's course. Darren snorts and averts his eyes for a moment. Oh, do go on. Tell me more about Heaven's Edge. You do remember that you were still my field attaché and plenipotentiary. Something, Gout? I demand a report of all your work so far, in half an hour. Oh, that just sounds evil. There are easy ways of saying, Darren Arenday, I hate you. You know, a report then? Fine, Commander, you shall have your report. Sorry. Leota, get over there. I'm assuming you're down here somewhere still. Get on with it. I see that you did your part, Commander. Thank you. Now get ready to watch and listen closely. I will unravel the past of his place and try to show you whatever I find. But I could use the wine for later. Countess Selena Arenday. The hum of voices, laughter, and music fills your mind. Then the visions come. Fragmented and hazy at first, they eventually coalesce to reveal a single face. It is a woman of stunning, heavenly beauty, and her delicate features instantly tell you who she is. The family resemblance to Darren is obvious. My dear guests, the Lady of Heaven's Edge welcomes all of you today. I hope this day is as bright for you as it is for me, because on this day my only, precious, sometimes arrogant, but utterly beloved child was born. A child is usually a reflection. Oh, this is Nestron. This is the tutor. A child is usually a reflection of their parents and caretakers. Countess, will you allow the humble tutor of this young man to address the guests in the manner of the hour as well? A new face appears. It is a handsome old man with strong, dignified posture and a voice that emanates power. Did he die? And that's Darren there. Can't we have just one day without your sermons? It's my birthday after all. 10 years ago, the young Darren had an utterly angelic appearance. His table manners and expression like the dignity of a true angel, however. Day! I'm sure the revered Nestron only wanted to hug you and offer you his best wishes on your birthday. Wait, what's that noise? Is that poison? The shrill laughter rings in your ears and reverberates in the base of your skull. In the vision, a Lolito appears before the guests of the estate and gives them an exaggerated, scornful bow. The sorceress of evil has come to your celebration, mortals. Did you prepare a treat for me too? What do you want, spawn of the abyss? I've already done everything I wanted to do. Hey, you doddering cleric, look around. Don't you notice anything odd? The plague is in your wine, in your food, in the air around you, in your blood. Soon you will all die. Pray to your pathetic goddess and call upon your healing powers all you want, but they're not going to help you. Nothing will help you. I will give you a chance to see it for yourselves, and when I return, the grave realization will have sunk its teeth into your throats. Oh, how I love watching mortals in their final desperate hours. Demon finishes her speech with an air kiss to Darren, making him freeze in horror, and disappears. Lito shakes his head and slowly exhales, rubbing his temples. The first appearance of the disease in the Lolitu, one of the many sisters of the accursed Benago. So far, everything I've seen matches the official version of events. Who were the people? Countess, Mother, Asima, Nestorin, Guardian Tutor. He had faith, blah, blah. Darren told me that the first victims of the disease were his second cousin and the cousin's wife, hailing from the eastern border. Surely the cleric could have done something. I can't say for certain, but I believe there was nothing he could have done. Magical diseases are already difficult enough to cure, and this plague struck very fast indeed. Now we must find out what happened next. I can sense the aftershocks of a very strong outburst of emotions and memories somewhere in the west wing of the house. Something must have happened in one of the rooms, so please check if anyone is there and distract them if need be.
I'm gone.
Hey, Darren, I thought asking about the report was the lesser of two evils, as opposed to, like, destroying your jacket with wine. But I may have been mistaken. I apologise.
I'm never wrong.
Alright, through here we go. Oh dear. What room would you like? That just leads back outside, doesn't it? Why would you have multiple exterior doors? Well, Waldriff is here. It depends on which room he wants. Perception check failed. The door is sealed and looks like it hasn't been opened for a very long time. Just a portrait of Darren's mum. So she was an Aasimar too. Aasimar? I'm really not sure how the double A's work. Some people get a celestial bloodline, tons of money and a title, while others get horns and a slap in the face. You don't like being a tiefling? It's a bit sad. Oh my god, I keep clicking on the damn door itself.
There's something here.
It seems there is a hidden cache inside the wall. You can see a keyhole among the decoration. So you're saying I need to find a key? Hi, Darren. How goes things? I'm thinking I may need this room. You may have to clear out. I'm assuming I'm in the west. Ooh. Engraved lucky braces. I'm assuming I'm in the wing that old mate wants to utilize, right? An exhaustive enumeration of Count Darren Arenday's activities, submitted for the approval and edification of the eminently respectable and highly esteemed Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. He wrote this for me? You shouldn't have. Indulged in a number of gloriously naughty reveries in this particular order. Dreams of sexual intercourse with a beautiful elven princess, 1 hour. Dreams of vigor. He remembers how long his dreams last, or does he mean dreams like sitting here and thinking about it, daydreaming? Dreams of vigorous sexual intercourse with a squad of muscular southern mercenaries, half an hour. Dreams of sexual intercourse with Her Majesty the Queen before, on, and under the royal throne in the Grand Palace of Nerosian, 15 minutes per act. I guess you're not first cousins. Dreams of enjoying a barrel full of Kionum wine, a soft feather bed, and a fine 3-course dinner. 2 hours, including a break to sustain myself with some upliftingly nutritious army rations. Dreams of Mendev's bright future where the strict doctrines of the Church of Iomedae are abolished, and dull faces and boredom are punishable by death. 10 minutes, interrupted by a twinge of sadness and dismay. I love it. It's amazing. Thank you. You're making my day. What's this? Okay, well, assuming this is the West Wing, you might have to clear out. Can we talk about your report? Your report is on the table, the Count mutters acidly. What is this room? I'm absolutely confident that you won't be able to persuade Camellia to dance with you. I'm absolutely confident you won't be able to persuade Seela to dance with you. Oh, but he might enjoy dancing with Camellia. I'm absolutely confident that you won't be able to persuade Social to draw a portrait of you. A nude portrait, that is. Whew. I want you to make a list of all the guests and ask them their opinion of the crusade. This task is vitally important for the success of our mission. I've already insulted him by making him do one horrible task. I can't do that. What is this room? Casts a look around the room as if he had never seen it before, then shrugs carelessly. Just a random room. I told my servants to make some rooms ready. This is one of the rooms they chose. Okay, let's go for the nude portrait. That sounds like a fine idea. Our cleric will surely turn down such a direct request, but if I tell him that we can sell the portrait at a charity auction, why have I never before thought of selling my nude portraits at a charity auction? It would cause a huge scandal, but it will also be for a good cause. This will give those godmotherers something to complain about. You've given me a brilliant idea. Have fun! If it's actually going to work. Either way, it should be entertaining nonetheless. Do I have to go find Leota? Please tell me he's coming in. Oh, thank God. I see that you were able to do as I asked. Prepare yourself. This vision might be rather difficult to watch. Depends on what it is. Someone gonna be on the bed? Injured? Plagued? Young Darren stands motionless by the Countess's bed. His face is pale with fear, and for good reason. His mother's heavenly beauty is gone. Her smile, once beaming with vitality and happiness, looks more like the grimace of a corpse. Only her golden hair still glows, a sad reminder of the healthy young woman she was just a few hours ago. Mother? Can you hear me, Mother? Day, my boy, how did you get here? The Countess's voice is failing. Don't come any closer, this disease... Mother, listen. The revered Nestrin has sealed the gates. He says that he won't let anyone leave the estate. If a plague reaches the lighter settlements, nobody will be able to stop it. He claims this is why the demons attacked us in the first place. They knew that we would call upon the strongest clerics to heal us, and those clerics would catch the disease and die as well. The fat Baron and his family tried to escape, but 3 armed paladins barred their way, and said they would not let him go. Mother, we need help. Canabras is full of clerics, wizards, and demons who know who else. And demons know who else. Right, I see what you mean. They might know how to stop it. We need to get there as soon as possible. We must obey the revered Nestrin. We are the lords of Mendev, and we must protect our people. If it reaches Canabras, thousands of innocent people will die. I don't care about any innocence. Damon's voice raises to a shout. You're ill, Mother. You're dying. You must tell them to open the gates and take you to Canabras. They won't listen to me, but you are the lady of the estate. They can't refuse you. I can't. I must. Please leave, my dearest. Don't lose hope. You can still... A convulsion overtakes the Countess's body. Her last words are swallowed by a long, guttural groan. Leota wearily rubs his temples, but his face is unreadable. Now I have an answer to one of my many questions. Nobody went to Canabras in search of help, because the revered Nestrin didn't let them. He valued the safety of the city more than the lives of his flock at the estate. What a difficult choice it must have been. He made the right choice, there was no other way. All lives are equally valuable. How could he refuse to save them, just because he thought some other people might die? Was there really no other choice? Who can say now? They could have sent one of the paladins to bring help from Canabras, assuming that the Knight of God was immune to the disease. Perhaps Nestrin thought he might need them to maintain order. Or maybe he understood that the demons would not allow anyone to leave anyway. Or maybe the plague was so strong that it could mow down even the most righteous warriors. We will never know if any of these hypotheses are true. Leota rubs his chin thoughtfully. Leota? I don't see how else you could pronounce that. I have never been in revered Nestrin's position, but I know the price of difficult decisions, especially those you would have to make quickly. I have no right to judge him, but we must continue our investigation. The next site I'd like to examine is the Great Hall. How the frick am I supposed to vacate people out of there? That is where we found the remains of Nestrin and the demons. Okay, so Nestrin did die. I assume that he killed them in a confrontation, but we must make sure of that. Please help me clear the area so I can study it. Shouldn't that be like the last space you do? Occupy Darren's attention in the hall.
We do it my way.
Oh God. Hey Darren, what happened? Stop trying to talk me into this. You have neither heart nor conscience, Darren. Even the noble idea of charity becomes a farce when you touch it. But it was such a good idea. It was so entertaining too. Is there going to be more or is that it?
Follow if you dare.
I don't think these so-called innocents will suffer from knowing that their money and their medicine came from my sinful silhouette. Get on, hurry up. Oh, that's it. Both his place and its owner make me think how deceptive appearances can be, but I cannot deny that the wine here is very good. Okay, I've got entertaining you in the hall. How the hell am I going to do that? Oh my god, those courtesans are really getting it on the stage. There's a feverish gleam to Darren's eyes, owing to either tipsiness or some overabundance of emotion. Who there, Lyria? That eroticozio refused to sketch me in the nude for charity, but it didn't upset me too much. The faces he made while I was explaining the idea to him were well worth it. He looked very much like a pious matron being confronted with a talking male organ, one that was 2 foot long and being held aloft by a pair of golden angel wings. How are you enjoying my party? Are you having a good time? How about you, Darren? Are you having any fun? Of course I'm having fun, Darren says defiantly. What's wrong? Do you want me to spend my whole life in fear and mourning, blaming myself for what happened? Fine, let's change the subject. I thought the unique ambience of Heaven's Edge and the fact that we're on the very border with the Worldwound would make the celebration special. I thought the past would resurface and make itself known. Darren smirks bitterly. Well, it seems even ghosts don't wish to attend my parties anymore. What can we do to liven up the evening? You know what I think? I think it's time for a drinking contest. I've just realized that I don't have a report on your career plans for the next 3 years. The more I observe you, the clearer it becomes that you're hiding something or trying to run away from something. I'm going to take a short stroll and be alone with my thoughts. Drinking contest! Ah yes, the tried and trusted method for salvaging a dull party. For salvaging anything, actually. I'm ready, but who is my competition? Lan will be my champion in this contest. I'm ready. Let's see how this puffed up brat holds his own against a kid from the caves with a cast iron stomach. Mungo Cookin will do that for you. Tell me, yo kid from the caves, should I tuck you into bed on your right side or your left? I just wish to be fully prepared for when you inevitably collapse under the table. Let's drink until one of us falls unconscious or begs for mercy. Is that enough, Leota? I'm sorry, I didn't really clear the space out, but I couldn't really think of anything else. That's a lot of cups. That was just a little warm-up, I say. Up for more? Have you already thought about how you'll tell your posh friends about this? I'll be so happy to find out that you're lost to a horrible, scaly, one-horned caveman. They'll be green with envy that I got the chance to drink with a horrible, scaly, one-horned caveman and they didn't. Try to come up with a better joke, Lan. Next round. I'm counting on you, Darren. Go on, Count. Show us what you got. That was unexpected. I thought everyone was against me. Whoa, are we done here or are you ready for another round? Why are you so upset, your mightiness? Didn't expect this, huh? I do believe I'm seeing double. Oh wait, it's just your face. Oh gosh. This can't end well. My grandfather, maybe my great-grandmother, put this bottle in the family cellar, and it allowed the sign of an illustrious line to say face and finish in a tie. Darren looks a bit unsteady on his feet. I don't feel very well. Hey everyone, let's go back outside. I need to get some fresh air in my lungs. Well, that clears the hall out. Great. And Lan's okay? Here we go. Here we are again, Commander. Nita looks grim but focused. So let us take another glimpse into the past. A ripple of laughter flows through the hall. It begins as a sweet, charming chuckle. Oh, this is the Litu. But then turns into a rasping cackle that makes Darren huddle even closer. Oh, that's Darren there, guys. Again, that's Nestrin. But I didn't see him. Why are you running from me, my sweet prince? Come on, let me touch you. I'll give you... The booming voice of an old man dressed in Iomedaean robes shakes the walls of the hall. Get away from him, demon! Let the boy go. By the blade of the inheritor, you touch him only over my dead body. You're a pathetic old cleric. Are you the guardian of this charming little prince? Well, you guarded him in vain. The disease is already circulating in his blood, and soon he will rot before your very eyes. You won't be able to help him, and I can at least make sure his death is beautiful, clean, and sweet. The demoness turns her eyeless face to Darren and licks her lips. A coarse laugh escapes the young man's throat. We'll see about that. What's that supposed to mean? Leota turns towards you in astonishment. Droplets of sweat glisten on his temples. Something's wrong, Commander. My spells are not working as expected. It's as if some kind of a supernatural explosion occurred here 10 years ago, blending everything together. The magical auras, the emotions, and memories. I will try again to read it. Can it be dangerous? I cannot say for certain, but it is unlikely. The past is in the past, and no one can travel through time except for some uniquely powerful entities like Aeons, or perhaps the elders of the First World. Even though the past of this place is horrible, it poses no threat to us in the present. Just give me a moment to focus. I'll try to channel my visions and my feelings to you as accurately as possible. Darren, my boy, what is going on? Leota's muscular shoulders suddenly begin to shake. The vision he is channeling does not change, but you feel something enormous and chilling silently infiltrate the reality around you. The presence of his nameless being becomes almost palpable. Some alien entity is talking to him. Hurry, old cleric. Stop him right now. Do you really want to see what happens when... Save me. Can you save me? The presence thickens into something more tangible. The entity is silent, but you feel your blood pulsing in your temples, and each beat brings a new image, or rather, a new notion. Help brings a feeling of relief and safety. Exchange makes the pulse stronger, more demanding. Gate and secret come immediately after. The images become heavier, almost visible. Secret. Keep the secret. Otherwise, death, 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 death. Gruesome images whirl through your mind, keeping it filling it with pain and fear, and then it starts all over again. Help, exchange, secret, death. Interesting. Nestron stretches out his shaking hand, suddenly looking like a doddering old man instead of a mighty cleric imbued with holy power. Darren, wait! The thing you're about to let loose is even worse than these demons. Darren's body is quivering like a taut bowstring. His eyes dart from the cleric to the demoness, who is frantically casting protective spells. Demons, saints, I'm so fed up with all of you. Burn! Splat. You gonna get up? Leota opens his eyes with a groan, then gets back on his feet. His legs are wobbly, his eyebrows cut, but he seems not to notice. Sincere sorrow is written on his face, as well as a strong hint of horror. What a misfortune. No, what a disaster. Everything is far worse than I imagined. Are you alright? The strain, the emotions, they overwhelmed me and made me faint like an agitated youngster. It is nothing really. I will not be able to cast any spells for the rest of the day, but aside from that, I am fine. Do you understand now what happened 10 years ago? The Inquisitor slowly exhales through clenched teeth and says in a low voice, still massaging his temples, why do you keep sending me messages? I'm so confused. One new message. Yeah, that's spam. Anywho, yes and no. Damn it, my thoughts are astray. I'll try to explain everything to you in full detail. Many living things are capable of performing the most extraordinary feats, good or bad, when a deadly threat looms over them. 10 years ago, the young Count found himself cornered in every sense of the word, and he allowed some alien entity to intercede for him. It frightens me that all my experience as an Inquisitor is completely useless in this case. It does not resemble anything I've ever heard or read about. This entity, I think I will call it the Other, possesses uncanny power, enough to make the Leetu quite terrified for her life. So this is interesting. It was capable of instantly killing 3 greater demons, a mighty cleric, and a host of other mortals. You'll say everything yourself. What's even worse is that this entity, this Other, it is still here. Leota takes a long pause, his gaze is drawn to the chamber where all the guests are laughing and dancing. Darren's eloquent voice rises above the music for a moment. He's asking someone to bring more wine and add more fire to the log. More logs to the fire. I don't know what exactly this creature is, but I know what it did to the Count. It turned him into a living gateway. The Other is not inside the Count's body. It is not directly controlling his mind. That's why there are no obvious signs of possession. But it is looking through his eyes. It treats him like a window into our world, and it can instantly step through to wreak havoc, whatever havoc it desires. Does Darren know anything about this? Yes, of course he does. Did you hear what the Other tried to convey to us? Help in exchange for a secret. Death. Death to those who know the truth. It wants to have an opportunity to use the Count as a gateway without anyone knowing. This is what made Darren deny that he remembered anything about the conclusion of the events of Heaven's Edge. I mean, it's smart. If he's going to die if he tells the truth, yeah, keep silent. What might the Other want? This is the strangest thing about it all. It came to this world 10 years ago, and it's still here, right? All this time, it has been watching us through the eyes of the Count. Had it, for instance, wanted to kill Her Majesty the Queen, it would have had plenty of opportunities to do so. The Count can get close to practically every influential figure in Mendef, but the Other refuses to act, or his interests lie in some other sphere. Did the Other kill everyone then? The disease was not to blame? Not everyone. Just Nestron, his paladins, and the few remaining guests. Damn it. I know that it was the work of a mysterious, omnipotent entity, but it still stings. I was here 10 years ago, and I didn't check everything personally, and those who did failed to sense that something was wrong. Could the Other be the reason why my companions keep finding severed heads among their belongings back in Canabras? It seems very likely. I'm almost certain you were right. People tend to lose their heads when they get too close to Count Arenday anyway. I do apologise, that was inappropriate. I see what you mean. Perhaps your gruesome findings are the heads of some cultists who tried to kidnap the Count during the Canabra slaughter? Or perhaps they provoked the Other in some way? We have to do something. Yes, now I understand Father Nestron perfectly. I must make a crucial decision despite a dearth of information. The Inquisitor falls silent for a while. Then he looks you right in the eye. Commander, first and foremost, I must apologise to you. Second, I must ask you to keep a secret. Why are you sorry? I apologise for dragging you into this mess. You see, the Other, an entity of immense power, stated very clearly that it would kill anyone who found out the truth. Anyone who knows that the Count is actually its living gateway. I suppose the secret is currently known to 3 people on Golarion. You, me, and Count Darren. And that means Nita gives you a crooked smile and shrugs. Why should I keep it a secret? As soon as the Count finds out that we know his secret, the other will understand it as well. Ow! We do not know what it is and what exactly is the scope of his powers, but we do know that it will dispose of anyone who might reveal its existence. I've made a decision, Leota says gravely. I will not tell anyone about the discovery we've just made, not even the Queen or my superiors. Instead, I'll immediately go to Nerosian and sift through all the archives of the Inquisition in order to find out what exactly we are dealing with and how it could possibly be defeated. There are so many entities this thing could be. I don't even know how you're going to narrow it down. I may also make some cautious inquiries in other places, including Absalom. It's going to take you forever to get there. Still, I will not reveal the truth until I have found at least some reliable information. I'm asking you to do the same. Specifically, do not say a single word about our investigation to the Count himself. So you want me to lead the crusade while carrying a bomb that may explode at any moment? What are you going to do with Daeron himself? At the very least, he is guilty of letting the other enter our world. Fine, I'll keep it a secret. You made the right choice. I recommend that you go back to the guests and spend the rest of the evening as you please. Anything else might raise suspicions. I must leave immediately in search of the knowledge we all need so desperately. Farewell, Commander. May the light of Iomedae guide your path, and Leota Hawkblade will try to keep your path to triumph clear of any unwanted guests. Okay, well that was interesting. It does explain where he got his oracle powers from, though. Anything else to loot while we're in here? We've got a whole side of the house we haven't been to. Ah. I'm not gonna be able to go into that. Oh, no. Sealed. Drat, I thought we were gonna get some extra shit.
I'm off.
Bet now. Ah, that too? Okay, out we go. Let's go find Daeron. Where is he? Sorry, I am sneezing all over the place. Not like that, just sneezing a lot. I don't know if my opinion matters to you at all, but you are the very best guest I could ever wish for. Well, that's lovely. That's it. I can't do anything else? And I can't talk to anybody? I should just leave? Okay, well, I guess that's it. We discovered some truths. Wasn't that big a deal.
I do what I must.
I can't go anywhere else until the army continues, can I?